This is the Nikon Z8 with the 600 PF lens. Let's see what it's capable of. Just before sunrise in the local tide pool, and the snowy egrets have found an excellent buffet of tiny minnows. But I need something a little faster to test the autofocus of this camera, and I think I know the perfect subject: black skimmers. These amazing birds literally slice through the water in hopes of catching a meal, and having one zip by this close is a real treat. The Nikon Z8 had no problems keeping focus in this video, but let's take some stills and see how it performs. Birds flying right at you in low light is always one of the most challenging situations for a camera's autofocus. Cameras often get confused by the ripples on the water surface, and some cameras will also struggle to keep focus fast enough when a subject like these skimmers is flying in at quick speeds. The Nikon Z8 handled this situation perfectly, and I'm very surprised at the results. Nikon has definitely upped their game here. I can't wait to see what I can capture in rich golden light, but a different bird has caught my attention. This incredible specimen of a bird is an adult reddish egret in full breeding plumage. This is a rarity, and I fully expected all of these rocks to throw off the autofocus, but nope, things are still looking really good. We just need some of that early morning light to make this bird really shine. And here comes that beautiful golden light now. And if you have never had the pleasure of seeing the sunrise through the beak of a gorgeous great blue heron, well, here you go. Wait until you see what that light has done to our reddish egret. What an incredible work of art. The light makes the colors on this bird just pop like crazy. I positioned myself perfectly just to capture a tiny sliver of light that came through the rocks right onto the bird's head. I set my exposure for that light, and that made the rocks in the background vanish into darkness. But there are more birds soaking up this light. Check out this brown pelican. It actually looks like it's been painted. I have never seen one with this much color in Florida. I think this bird might be a rare migrant from the west coast of the United States. I know somewhere in California they have them and they look like this, but again, I've never seen one like this in Florida. One of our little snowy egrets has stepped out into the light, and I went for that low angle shot, and it looks fantastic. The other snowy egret is showing off its impressive catch, but what I find most impressive here is the detail that was captured. It's unreal. In our flashy reddish egret, it's stepped out of the shadows and fluffed up its feathers just like a true rock star. Now that this beautiful light is up, let's see if we can capture some skimmers skimming right through it. And here comes one now. Ooh, it got a fish. Maybe that was two fish. And another one right behind it. Perfect. Let's get some shots. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for golden light shots. Those precious few moments of beautiful glow are fleeting at best, but when it does happen, it's magic. And I was lucky enough to catch some golden light as it reflected off of the local bridge and painted the surface of the water in vibrant oil-like shades that undulated and shimmered as the skimmers zipped right on by. I carefully positioned myself to make the most of one area where all of the color was playing on the surface of the water. I wanted to see if I could capture a skimmer as it sliced through this beautiful swath of magical light, and as you can tell, I was fortunate enough to do so. And as if the birds knew I wanted them there in that small little sliver of light, they all started flying through it. And I know from past experience you have to take full advantage of situations like this because they slip into the inky darkness very, very quickly. I really love the sidelit shots, but I really wanted one series of a skimmer with more of a head-on approach through the light. And again, I was lucky enough to get just that, and the Z8 helped me capture some amazing shots, and look at all of that color, it's just beautiful. The Z8 with the 600 PF is an excellent combo. Nikon also wanted me to try out the Z6 III, but what lens should I use? I'm going to be using this amazing 400mm 2.8 lens, which has this handy built-in teleconverter. And somewhere out here in this great big forest is a bird I want to show you. There she is now. Have a look. She is surrounded by a thick canopy of color and leaves. This will make for great photography. Let's get some shots. If you have never had the pleasure of spending time with an owl deep in the forest, let me tell you, It's a magical experience, one that makes you feel whole and rejuvenated. And as this beauty bounced from tree to tree, the sun was slowly creeping towards the horizon. My afternoon was her early dawn, and she started to become more active with each minute. Her entire posture changed as she stared at me one moment, then focused her attention on something my human body couldn't detect the next. And then in a blink of an eye, she vanished into the leaf litter right at my feet and reemerged with food. I stood there in awe, overwhelmed by what had just happened, and then an all too familiar sound made its way to my ears. She had babies. Finding an owl in the forest is like finding a needle in a haystack. Finding an owl in the forest with a baby or two, that's definitely not something that happens every day. I didn't get to see the feeding process. It took place high in the treetops, but eventually the owlet came down and whispered, "Hey, I'm right here." And I replied, "That's great, little owl, but there's a huge tree branch right in the way." So I took a few steps to the side and was able to capture one of my favorite owl shots. Nothing quite like a little floof-covered owlet nestled in a dreamy treetop oasis surrounded by leaves. And this last shot highlights the bird's natural ability to blend in when perched among all of the old weathered branches. What an amazing experience. I had so much fun shooting all the Nikon gear that I decided to take both cameras, the Z6 III and the Z8, on safari with me in Kenya. I'll have that video coming soon, so stay tuned. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and don't forget to share this video if you found it helpful. Until next time, I'll see you later.